These are new beautiful shoots of larch. So I'm gonna ask the tree's permission, and I'm going to collect them like this. And then put them in my jar. And here we've got some beautiful primula, which will also go into my tincture. So here I've got my large shoots and my primula flowers. I'm going to collect forsythia flowers next. I just want to say that it is my opinion that we should always express gratitude when picking different plants. Gratitude to our Mother Nature for providing us with those beautiful medicines. And also we should always make sure that we're not collecting plants that are endangered, and no, primula is not an endangered species in Poland. This is my forsythia plant. So I now topped the jar with forsythia plants, and it is roughly a third of each, maybe a little bit more of the forsythia, mainly because I have a big bush of that and I want to use it as much as possible. And then I added alcohol, that's sort of 70-80 proof. And usually you hear that this needs to be sort of, obviously needs to cover. I don't actually, I'm not gonna fill the jar or anything like that. I just want to make sure that it's maybe slightly above the line of the produce, and that's gonna be sitting there for 2 weeks, obviously stirred regularly, and then we're going to have a tincture that essentially is going to be very useful with any colds, flus, sore throats. There are mucolytic properties in this, antimicrobial in a broad sense, so antibacterial, antiviral, and just basically anti anything pathogenic, quite honestly. So yes, that's gonna be very, very useful should a cold or a flu or some sort of other mystery illness come along. So just want to add that as I put the alcohol in, I'm sort of pressing the plants down a little bit. Make sure they're submerged as much as possible. You want to use a wooden implement ideally for this, if not stainless steel, but ideally wooden. And there we have it. So once 2 weeks have passed, we want to strain it. We want to make sure there is no plant material, there's only liquid remaining. Make sure you strain it well so there is no waste. And then you've got your tincture, and you can use it sort of teaspoon at a time, a few times a day as needed if you're having any cold, flu or a freaky flu situation. And if you don't want to ingest the alcohol, then what you can do, you could make an infusion, ginger root infusion, which is of course also highly recommended if you have a cold or something like that. So you would chop up some ginger root, you bring it to the boil, then you would sort of simmer for 20-30 minutes. Then as you sort of turn it off and it's sort of cooling down a little bit, and then you can add this tincture to it, and then of course most of the alcohol, if not all of it, will actually evaporate. So that's another idea. Of course, if you have any beautiful raw honey, you can add it as well. Hibiscus is another one that you can add to your tea infusion, and sort of adding this tincture right at the end. That's my recommendation. So hopefully this is going to be useful for you and your family.